This is 6 regrets of my 20s, and it's heartfelt as fuck.
Bleep.
Regret number 1 is punching my brother in the face. About 2 years ago, I was like 22 or 23. My brother's 1 year younger than me. His name's Sebastian. And he's the yin to my yang. He is the Sasuke to my Naruto. We have a love-hate relationship. I recently learned that conflict is destabilizing. I hadn't really picked up on that because I believe in constructive conflict. The problem is that I didn't have an alternative for conflict. I used to believe until very recently that all change came from conflict. And I had a conversation with my grandpa recently, who is also a conflictive person. My grandpa's very similar to me, okay? Still learn from him though, which is kind of weird. Sips tea. He gave me an alternative to conflict. Alternative to conflict. The alternative is consensus. Consensus. It turns out that conflict destabilizes, violence nears evil, which is true. Violence is near evil. Violence is the whole thing, man. The thing is, I didn't realize my brother and I live in different worlds. I live in a world where violence is sometimes acceptable. He lives in a world where violence is never acceptable. I have to make peace with the fact that we live in different worlds. It's really hard to make peace with the fact that somebody is like ultimately different from you, fundamentally different from you, but it is what it is, man. I took a bunch of thick acid when I was 17, okay? And I woke up in the ER. Since then I haven't been able to lie. Like, my lying has been off, I should say. Like, I actually went through maybe 3-4 years when I couldn't lie. But now it's more like I've gotten to the point that I can fib. Lying doesn't come naturally to me at this point. Fucking 7 years down the road. The truth is a shield. The truth is a shield. It's very important that you know that. That's like one of the main messages of my program. And these are 6 real regrets of my 20s and late teens too. I'm fibbing with the title of this video because it includes late teen. Believe it or not, I am an arrogant person. Oof, God, this one involves me opening up.
Falling when I think of you, when I think of
The University of Florida used to be the #1 party school in the country when I was in high school. And it became the #8 academic school in the country when I graduated. So things kind of flipped around a little bit while I was there. But I went because I wanted to party. I went because I wanted to rage. Let's be real. I wanted to join a frat. I wanted to be a frat boy. The reason why I wasn't successful is because I was disrespectful. And not like super disrespectful, but just like little things, you know? Like just little like psychological arrogance bullshit. Being arrogant cost me the opportunity to be in a frat. Frats aren't for everybody, and they're also not for every school. But for me, in my time and place, it would have been great to be involved with a fraternity. And let me tell you why, because I feel like we have to talk about why nowadays, because the understanding of the word fraternity has gotten associated with Trump and certain ideologies in the past couple of years. Okay. The word fraternity means brotherhood. Say what you will about Trump, say what you will about racism, say what you will about fraternities, but their name literally means brotherhood. And I would have loved to be part of a brotherhood. I don't think that I'm a good brother, or I don't think I've been a good brother. And I think being part of a formal organization that is based on brotherhood could have taught me a lot, could have been really good for me. Do you watch Rick and Morty? There's this episode in Rick and Morty that's a combination of Saw and the Avengers, and it's like a satire on the Avengers and how they're arrogant, which is a whole thing unto itself. At the end, after Rick plays his devious games, Morty turns around and he tells Rick, "What does it matter if you're always right if nobody loves you?" And I love that shit. I think that's a great quote. That's one of my favorite quotes. I think about that a lot. What does it matter to be right if nobody loves you? Like, where are your priorities, man? I regret being arrogant because it cost me the opportunity to be in a frat, and it cost me this awesome girl that I really sense that I could have been with. Let's just call her Mariana. We were part of this little like group of friends, and we were all tight. We used to go out together, have fun, you know. There was just, I know there was chemistry there. And I know that in a parallel universe, me and Mariana got together, and it's a damn shame we didn't in this universe, because she's really beautiful and smart and cool, perfect. She's very perfect, you know. And I spoiled it by being arrogant, you know. Like I messed up our friendship and blew up the friend circle when I basically told Mariana, "I know you want me." And I just shouldn't have handled it like that. I mean, it was an arrogant way to go about it. The way I said it was so arrogant, and like it just left her no choice but to mentally slap me, you know? Being arrogant makes you such an asshole, and nobody likes an asshole, even if you're right. There are kinds of wealth that nobody talks about. I believe that all babies are born rich. Babies have a kind of wealth that gets measured in months, years, decades. They are time wealthy. And what can you buy with time wealth? Well, you can buy anything. I mean, you can trade time wealth for any of the other kinds of wealth. There are 5 kinds of wealth. There's miracle wealth, measured in miracles. It's like good luck. It has to do with spirituality and stuff. You don't have to worry about that one. There's political power wealth. There is knowledge power wealth. There is financial wealth. And there is time wealth. It would have been nice to use my time more wisely. I think I did a pretty good job of using my time in my early 20s. I'm about to be 25 now, and I have a YouTube channel with, 150 subscribers, a little bit of traction. I kind of know my niche. I have a book out. I think I've used my time all right. I guess I'm a little ambitious with this one, because it would have still been nice to have gotten into investing even younger. If I could go back and talk to my 20-year-old self, my 19-year-old self, I would say invest in something and get involved with specific communities. Get involved with the communities you want to form a part of. What communities are you a part of? What communities would you want to be a part of? And what makes them special? I figured out that solar punk are my people. It's the solar punk aesthetic and the hashtag solar punk people. That's who I want to be involved with. I regret not having a job that was related to my career during college. It would have been really nice to get SEO experience, marketing experience, YouTube experience, any of that stuff during college. I mean, in college, they really don't teach you what you need to know. They teach you very foundational stuff. Like in college, I learned the difference between tactic, strategy, objective, goal, which has been super useful. It's getting a little cold. I actually took a job in college at a kitchen as a busboy to teach myself to be less arrogant. Because working at a kitchen is gross. And you're forced to be humble, get dirty, use your hands as a busboy. It teaches you to not be afraid of grossness, that you can clean yourself. It teaches you that you can just clean yourself off afterwards, you know? I mean, it wasn't like a fun job. It would have been nice to have a job that I could actually put on my resume while I was in college.